Assalamualaikum. My name is Syaidatul binti SAMSURI and my metric number is 067703. As for introduction, I will briefly explain on what is the meaning of Maqasid Syariah, and I will also explain the meaning of the fundamental values that we choose for this assignment. So, what is Maqasid Syariah? Maqasid Syariah is the principle behind the Islamic ruling to protect the people's best interests and to avoid harm in this world. The Muslim scholars divided the importance of Maqasid Syariah into three, which are the essential daruriyat, the need hajiyat, and the complementary tahsiniyat. The essential, or known as daruriyah, can be further classified into 5 fundamental values, which are protection of religion, protection of life of human being, protection of intellect, protection of lineage, and also the protection of property. Imam Al-Ghazali radiallahu anhu states that the meaning of Maqasid Syariah is to gain the benefit and to avoid evils toward 5 essential things in human life. As for our group, we choose to study further on the protection of religion, or known as ad-din. Islam as ad-din. What do we mean by religion? The word din in Arabic means religion in its most general sense, the plural of which is adyan, and from which the term muqarranat al-ayyan is coined, i.e. comparative religion. In addition to this, the word din also has a wider meaning encompassing all systems, ideologies, or ways of organizing life, whether originating from revealed sources or from the human mind. However, when the word din is used with the definite article al, making ad-din the religion, then the intended meaning is the religion of Islam. As Allah says in the Quran, verily Surah Al-Imran, verses 19, which carries the meaning, indeed, the religion in the sight of Allah is Islam. Next, I will briefly explain the meaning of Islam. What is the meaning of Islam? Basically, Islam is the name of the religion revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Prophet Muhammad SAW. Literally, the word Islam is derived from the Arabic root word aslama, which means to submit, to obey, to surrender. As a verbal noun, the word Islam connotes submission, obedience, surrender, or resignation to Allah, the Almighty Creator. Islam is not a mere religion, rather it is a complete code of life. Indeed, its unique characteristic grows from the foundation of the Quran and also the As-Sunnah. That's all from me. Thank you for lending your ears.
Assalamualaikum, hello and hi. My name is Wan Muhammad Fadhil bin Muhammad ZABIDI and metric number is 068704. So today I'm gonna talk about human and religion. The Quran revealed the process of the creation of man long before science gave every part of his anatomy down to the inner contents of his cell a unique name and pictorial description. In fact, in the Quran, Allah described the chronological phases of fetal growth and development 14 centuries ago, long before any ultrasound machine existed. God, creation, and image of the human person are the fundamental grounds upon which the Islamic religious universe is based. Let us begin with the oneness of God, which is the most salient feature of the Islamic revelation, the oneness that is inclusive of all creation, as the Quranic verse says, "Huwal awwal wal akhir wal zahir wal batin wa huwa bi kulli shay'in alim." He is the first and the last, the outward and the inward, and He is of all things knowing. The oneness of God is so central to Islam that bearing testimony to this oneness, known as the Shahada, is the first and most important pillar of Islam. Not only has the doctrine of divine oneness been the source of the devotional aspect of relating to God, but much of the intellectual history of Islam is profoundly touched by this concept. The oneness of God is also central to Islam in that it is a reaffirmation of the perennial nature of the Islamic revelation. God in Islam is perfect, majestic, beautiful, rich, and compassionate. Many times in the Quran, Allah draws our attention to the way we were created. It is interesting to remember though that at the time when these verses were revealed, human beings had limited knowledge about the process of human birth, unlike now. Why would Allah then invite us to ponder on the origin of our creation? Because as long as we keep reminding ourselves of how we were created, how we were born, and how we came into existence from nothing to ultimately grow bigger and take the shape of a functioning human being from the merger of two tiny cells, will we perhaps be able to stop doubting how Allah will put us back together in the Akhirah when the hour is established. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, especially for my respective lecturer and also my fellow friends. I like to quickly introduce myself. I am Zahira NAJIHAH BINTI Muhammad and my metric number is 068709. I'm glad to be in this video to share with you today about my subtopic, which is the factors on why humans need religion from the topic of FADHIL. I will begin by explaining about religion. Basically, what is religion? As you can see on the screen, religion is derived from Arabic word din, which is translated as religion in English, is used for several meanings. Firstly, Islam, that means belief in unity of God, worship, obedience, and all the acts of worship. All these meanings are interrelated and are connected with the belief in Creator. Next, judgment, that means reward or punishment. These meanings are interrelated and point to the belief in the life hereafter. The third group of its meanings is custom, that bring the meaning of character, habit, religion reveal, and traditional rules. The concept behind the word din is that man is bound by nature to live a life based on spiritual ideals or ideas which we can believe. Now, I like to move on to my main topic as I mentioned earlier, which is the factors on why humans need religion. Religion contributes to the development of an ethical framework as well as a regulator of values in daily life. The topic basically is very important for us as we all know that human being is a social creature. These methods helps in the formation of a person's character. In other words, religion serves as a socialization agent. Thus, religion contributes to the development of qualities such as love, empathy, respect, and harmony because every man's existence are required depending on millions of people. We also recognize that each and every society needs rules to prevent injustice and protect the rights of all members of society. But who has the authority to create laws? A single individual, whether a king or a dictator, or maybe a group of individuals, whether aristocratic or democratic? No, because every one of them is capable of making mistakes, and a string of bad judgments does not equal a good one. As a result, laws must be formed by someone hired to make, who has nothing to lose or gain from the law, and with whom every man has an equal relationship, and that is Allah. Laws of government can control the external affairs of a man, and even that only at a time and place where its hands can reach. But the belief in God and religion controls not only the external acts but hidden desires and inner thoughts also. This control is not confined to any particular place or any limited time because God is omnipresent and omniscient. To sum it up, the main Islamic belief is that Allah, whom Islam calls Allah, created the entire universe and is the Lord and Sovereign of the universe, which He alone sustains. He created this world and granted every one of us a specific amount of time to live in this world.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Madam Akma and all of my friends. My name is Siti NURDIYANA HAMIM and today I would like to present about the characteristic of Islam as a deen. First, I would like to explain about Shumuliyah. Shumuliyah carries the meaning of complete, which signifies Islam as a complete religion. It also covers all human matters related to this dunya and the hereafter, such as ibadah, morality, economics, law, and philosophy. In the Quran, Allah mentioned about the completion of Islam in Surah Al-An'am, verse 38. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما من دابة في الأرض ولا طائر يطير بجناحيه إلا أمثالكم ما فرطنا في الكتاب من شيء ثم إلى ربهم يحشرون صدق الله العظيم. The second characteristic of Islam as a deen is alamiyah. Alamiyah carries the meaning of universal, which means that Islam is a universal religion that can be practiced regardless of time, space, and place. The concept of alamiyah has numerous primary characteristics, which include Islam is a religion that honors humans. The second concept of alamiyah is Islam always uphold the truth and prevent disobedience. The other concept of alamiyah is Islam prioritizes justice and protecting people's well-being by ensuring that their fundamental rights are protected. The last concept of alamiyah is Islam prioritizes peace and to maintain the well-being. The third characteristic of Islam as a deen is waqiyah. Waqiyah means realistic. It refers to Islam's practical and realistic teaching which is aligned with the realities of human life. And Islam also considered the existing local and customary facts before making a judgment or regulation. Besides that, Islam also does not burden its people with unrealistic punishment which is incapable for the people to perform it, for example, in the case of ibadah. Next, Islam emphasized the need of maintaining justice. Islam understood that there are distinctions in human life in this domain, including gender, mental and physical capability, and economic situation. As regard to that, in terms of economic justice, Islam does not demand the wealth to be distributed equitably among the people. Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Nahl, verse 71, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والله فضل بعضكم على بعض في الرزق فما الذين فضلوا براد رزقهم على ما ملكت أيمانهم فهم فيه سواء أفبنعمة الله يجحدون صدق الله العظيم. Finally, we have reached to the last characteristic of Islam as a deen, which is tawazun. Tawazun means balance. Islam encourages its people to balance their life in this dunya and the hereafter. Islam also forbids its ummah from being self-centered and ignoring the need of society, which means we cannot focus solely on the spiritual part and ignoring the material and physical parts. Hence, Allah has mentioned in Surah Ar-Rahman, verse 7 until 9. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان صدق الله العظيم. I think that's all from me for the characteristic of Islam as a deen, and I will pass to my another group member to present. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, I'm Syahira binti ISMAIL with matric number 067716. Before I start with my presentation, let's watch this video first. The video you watched earlier is about the new Islamic movement that's spreading all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, did you aware of it? Did you even know what is Wahhabism movement?
Wahhabism advocates a return to a purer form of Islam, focusing on its origins and the absolute sovereignty of God. It is a mixture of the heretical movement Mujassima and the Khawarij. Some people do not realize the difference between Salafism and Sunni belief among Sunnis. As a Sunni, one cannot accept rebellions against a government as a legitimate right. Thus, those who rebel against the government and even kills others in the name of Islam are a historical error. This movement only target Muslim countries that do not have social or financial power. They believe this movement can rule one country and bring peace based on their belief. Malaysia became one of the countries where the Wahhabism belief spread. This belief influenced some religious scholars. These were mainly aroused by the ideology of the Middle East modern reformists. Some scholars have suggested that Wahhabi Salafist modes of thinking are more marginal to Malaysian society than previously thought. After all, the majority of Malaysians Mufti remain Sufis and conservative in outlook, just like the Perak and Negeri Sembilan Muftis. Besides that, it turns out that the Selangor Council defends Sufi practice that are frowned upon by Wahhabi Salafists. It is not weird that this movement could spread in other states in Malaysia faster than we think. However, there is also a state in Malaysia that banned the spreading of the Wahhabi Salafism movement. For example, the Pahang Religious Council strictly banned the movement from spreading in 2014. Nevertheless, all the decision is on us whether to accept the belief or not. This is the strong reason to protect our religions and faith to avoid belief in any other Islamic movement. That's all from me. Let's move to the next presenter. Thank you.
In conclusion, ad-din is the most important values that must be protected by Muslim. It is obligatory upon each and every Muslim to protect his ad-din at personal level and at every level. As for example, at the personal level, this is can be shown down through the observance of ibadah. By doing all kind of ibadah, the iman of a person will increase, and it can protect the person from committing sins. Whereas the protection of ad-din at the wider scope involves defending Islamic faith, particularly if it is attacked by the enemy of Islam. If the deen is not protected, then it will definitely lead to an evil, and preventing an evil is required in this situation. That's all from our group presentation. Thank you for watching and see you again.